All right, welcome back to CEO Money. I'm Michael Yorba, your host. I've got Kira Golden, CEO, Direct Source Wealth. Kira, welcome to the show.
Hi, Michael. Thanks for having me.
I'm so happy to have you on the show. We had another person from your show or your company on our show a little while ago, didn't we?
Yes, Miss Alicia. Yeah, thank you guys for having her on.
My pleasure. I'm glad to have you back and finally to meet the CEO of Direct Source Wealth. Give our audience a feeling about how you got in the business, who you are, the amazing leadership you bring to your company, and then let's start talking about what you're doing in the industry sector and how you see it unfolding going forward.
Okay. Who I am? I'm a mom of one and a half. I'm due in April, so I guess it's a little more than one and a half. I've got a second son due in April. Thank you. And blessed to have been doing real estate since I was 18. Bought my first house basically straight out of high school and for the freshman year of college, and started single family, worked up to some smaller multifamily, and now we're doing sort of mid-cap institutional grade. So for your listeners, that means $15 million or so deals for apartment buildings, things like that. And I'm just incredibly, every day, pinching myself blessed to get to do this. And you commented on leadership, and I kind of blushed a little. I really just think that I've been incredibly fortunate to be able to steward some amazing people and serve them. And so that's what's gotten us where we are. We just have an amazing team of people who let me sort of have these crazy ideas and visions, and then they figure out how to make them happen. And I'm just beyond happy about that.
Now, tell me about the vacation rentals in Puerto Rico, because there's some kind of cap rates and yields that we need to bring out about why you're having such a good time with this particular venture, and I'll go into other questions later. But I want to hit this Puerto Rico thing first.
Yeah, actually, I'm sitting here right now. I just left my house in Puerto Rico. I'm heading over to get ready for an event this evening, and could not be more optimistic about the long-term opportunities in Puerto Rico. I came down in 2014 and was sort of on the fence, but to be honest, this hurricane. Kind of a good thing overall for Puerto Rico.
No?
More people are talking about it. More people are aware of it. You'd be amazed how many Americans did not know Puerto Rico was part of America prior to the hurricane.
Yeah.
And so we're seeing some reaction to that. We're having some of our busiest tourism ever in the time I've been here. I'm just constantly booked. Between the combination of relief workers who are thankfully coming down and helping sections of the island that desperately need it, and vacationers coming down and enjoying the parts of the island that are doing well after the hurricane. So there's just a ton of opportunity.
Let me jump into here for a second, because I know that Puerto Rico is not the only thing that's offshore that you're working with. I happen to be heading off to London and then a few cities in Italy here soon, and I see that you're also working in France. Is there something special going on there, or you just happen to like it and buy it?
Yeah, it's been a while since I've been in France. What was going on there was a childhood obsession with the country and the food and the art and the beach. And so I lived there every summer through undergrad and graduate school and kind of got familiar with the area. And so it's been a while since we've done projects in Europe. We are looking again just because the U.S. market once again is inflated. So I went over to Europe in 2006 anticipating that I would have better opportunities long-term than stateside, just given my concerns about how easy it was for everybody to get a mortgage and how overinflated the real estate market was domestically. And we're starting to look at that again, although now my next due diligence trip will be to Eastern Europe. So I'm interested in looking in even Bosnia, Lithuania, Russia, some places over there to see what opportunities there may be.
Croatia?
Yeah. Croatia?
I've heard. I've got to go check it out. All right.
Yeah.
Changing topics, because we only have so many minutes here to do this. College savings, using real estate strategies a lot of investors haven't thought of or didn't even know existed. Open that one up.
Yeah. So, being a mom, that's high on my list. As a I mean, here's the thing. Everything is driven by personal incentives in our economy. And generally speaking, your financial advisor and even your creative alternative asset broker doesn't have a lot of incentive to talk about using Coverdell investment accounts. Maximum contribution annually is $2,000. You don't put them necessarily in stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. So everyone hears about 529 accounts. But Coverdells are amazing. They work like a self-directed IRA in the sense that you have the flexibility to invest either in direct ownership, private notes, et cetera. And like with my son, I started as soon as he was born, and I put my $2,000 dutifully every year away. And he's working on a model that by the time he's 31 and has to cash out his Coverdell, he'll have over $1 million in that account, assuming I don't screw it up. But it's a phenomenal way to not only build tax-free, and then that money can be used for education tax-free, but also a teaching tool. So, I mean, he'll be 3 in April, but when he's a little older, I'll start getting him actually involved in making decisions about, what house are we going to flip in that there, or what note do you want to do, and start to kind of teach him how to use his money to create wealth.
Okay, so one of your points, and I'm not, I only have, again, I got about a minute right here, is
Sure.
that you're actually not just talking about making investments, you're talking about building a lifestyle around your passive income.
Absolutely. I mean, the only reason, it's interesting. I got to this point pretty young where, I was making, $3,000 a month, and in my 20s, that was a lot of passive income. And, so you have this sort of crisis, and every investor hits this kind of awesome and terrible point at some point, hopefully, where you realize you don't really need to make more money. So why are you doing what you're doing? And what are you going to do?
Kira, I hate to cut you off. But we are out of time. They're going to throw me out of the studio. Next guys are waiting to come in. We'll have you back, but thanks for being a guest here today.
Thank you for having me. You take care. Bye-bye.
You too. Kira Golden, CEO, DirectSourceWealth.com. Segment brought to you by Tycon Partners. Michael Yorba has been your host. And don't forget, podcasts everywhere for this. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Thanks for all the attention you've given us worldwide. You've been listening to CEO Money. I'm Michael Yorba. We'll talk to you soon.